Okay, we're live.
Okay, so this is nuisance review board meeting for October 15th. We have a quorum, and so the first order of business is approval of the minutes from our September 17th meeting. Okay, we have a motion to approve those minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ron. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, so next item is a review of properties that have been reviewed in prior meetings. There's a before and after photo for those properties. But I think what I'm gonna jump here to the folks that are here. I know Jerry, you're here probably regarding the letter you got about your roosters.
Correct.
Is that correct? So are you here to explain to us what's going on with that, or?
Well, I got rid of the rooster.
Okay, you did get rid of the rooster?
Yeah, the rooster's
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
The rooster's gone.
Okay,
The complaint I have on this here, noise violation, is, which you guys wouldn't know this, but, the rooster was not actually mine. Somebody dropped it off.
okay,
So, here I am trying to defend a rooster that wasn't mine. And,
Well,
and I actually kind of liked the rooster after he got hanging out there because daycare kids loved him.
Yeah.
He was a pretty cool little rooster. He wasn't aggressive, wasn't he? And he's just a little bitty phantom rooster,
yeah,
little bitty feller. He's just a little bit noisy, no noisier than trucks driving down the road with engine brakes, Harleys, hot rods, ripping their tires loose on 000. All those are way louder than that rooster ever was. And,
we understand that. We didn't get a complaint about the engine brakes or the squealing of tires or racing of cars. The complaint was about the rooster.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, and we didn't know that we didn't know that it was not your rooster. So
so, like, am I getting in trouble for this thing, or what am I doing here,
It's gone.
it's gone.
It's gone. You got rid of it.
It's
You
gone.
took care of it. So
Is there some kind of ordinance on chickens, on how many chickens I can have, anything like that?
No, just roosters.
Just roosters.
it's roosters.
It's been discussed,
Because
but nothing's been passed.
the chickens don't make noise. It's the rooster that made the noise that.
Chickens actually make a lot of noise.
Well, but not like the rooster does at 5:30 in the morning or when people are still sleeping. So it came from people at the apartments. So,
We've had others, you've had others in town, but
yeah,
this isn't the first one, so.
So as far as like chickens,
Yes.
what I've seen, being on city council, and all of us get emails from, it's called AIM, it's kind of an organization for all the cities around the town. Whenever people have a question about something, they'll start an email thread and people will chime in. It's at least once a year, someone in some city around the state asks about what your chicken ordinance is. And then it just goes off. There's everything you can imagine. There's towns with absolutely no chickens. There are towns with 6 chickens, no roosters. I mean, you name it, it's out there. We don't have anything specific in our ordinance that talks about a number of chickens or anything else. Should we? Could we?
No.
Probably, but
You don't need to.
Well, I think the discussion in the past was as long as it's not abused and doesn't go crazy.
What I've always told everybody is before you invest in like a layer house and all that kind of stuff that people do, is to go to your surrounding neighbors and just say, hey, I'm thinking about putting some chickens and stuff like that. And
My neighbors change on a daily basis.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
All
saying,
of them.
yeah, on both sides.
All sides.
And that's my main complaint is because all my neighbors are non-permanent residents.
Right.
Every one of my neighbors are non-permanent residents, and I consider them non-permanent because they pay their rent this month, next month they might not pay it, and they might get thrown out, or they might find a place to live.
Right.
You know, it's all renters, it's all apartments, all the way around me. You know, that's my thing. So if I get a guy in here tomorrow that complains about my chickens now, am I gonna be in here next week because I gotta defend my chickens?
We don't have an ordinance against chickens right now.
Well, but still, you know, I'm pretty sure you get enough.
It would probably be, the only complaint would be if they are roaming on somebody else's property.
If they got loose and
Yeah.
we're making a mess, we've had that happen where they got loose and they made messes on people's vehicles that were next door, that type of thing. So But
And I
your
would,
chief complaint was just about, the chief complaint was just about the rooster and it's gone, so.
and I don't live very far from you. I live on East Franklin Street. I've got probably 5 or 6 neighbors in a very short period that all have chickens. And as long as they, you know, keep them under control, no one complains, I don't have a problem with it. So that's just Ron's opinion.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're not, you got rid of the chickens, so we're not gonna do anything.
Good.
Okay,
Thank you.
so thanks for getting rid of it. I'm sorry we didn't know it wasn't, that it got dropped off and it's at your
No,
house.
that's kind of a pretty good trick. Don't like a feller, drop the chicken off, especially if they live in a wooded area. Have fun catching that little feller.
Yeah, so.
If it
Okay.
happens, it wasn't me. Just putting that in the bush right now.
Okay. Vicky,
Yes, sir.
so you're here to discuss property
On Jefferson Street.
on Jefferson
And it
Street.
should be, I think we got it cleaned up, I hope to your satisfaction.
Okay.
So this is 617 North Jefferson.
755,
Oh,
765,
755.
753.
753.
Which is, oh, well, yeah, that's actually the address for the bungalow in the back.
Okay.
The front house is actually 755.
so this is Tony Leakey's
Yes.
house. Okay, that's what I refer to it as because
Yeah,
it was in the meeting minutes from last. At the last meeting, it said that we were gonna send them a weed letter. And that was all we sent them on was the weed letter, right?
that's right.
Also, right after that.
I drove by it this week and looked at it.
There, okay.
I drove by it, I mean, just to kind of get my eyes on some of these properties and it looked much better. My only question was, and it's in the photograph on the south side of the property, there's, you know, pretty good pile of debris and stuff, from probably the renovation work. That's,
I honestly think it's still from when the fire happened, the stuff that would be right here.
I don't have, you only sent the front picture of the front of the house. I don't have, that's all I have.
I could say, this is what I was asking about. Probably stuff from the fire.
Okay, and we've had our dump trailer was rented out and we've got it back now, so
Okay,
that's,
I mean, other than that, I thought it was great.
yeah, it is.
So what I'm hearing is that the front's been taken care of, and that pile that's here in the back, if you can get that stuff into that dump trailer that you
Okay.
have, and
Yeah, I'll have my son
that'll
will bring the dump
meet,
trailer and the skid loader.
what we're asking for you to do at this point.
Okay, I
Okay.
had no idea about the stuff on the side. That was not in what I had.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I think the letter that was sent, and we probably took a photograph, was of what the item was that we discussed at the last meeting, which were the weeds.
Yes,
We didn't discuss, I don't know whether that debris was there a month ago.
Well,
when we met, or-
It was.
like if you look at the picture,
It's in the back.
the debris right here, but the weeds are all around it. And once the weeds came down, the debris became. That's what happened.
okay.
But thanks for coming. You're welcome to stay, or you're free to go.
I gotta get back to work.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update.
Okay, so we'll go back to the beginning of the property review pictures at 466 Baltimore. That is a continued work in progress. And under the situation that or under the circumstances that we became aware of at the last meeting, because of some family issues, the guy is not always allowed on the property to clean it up. So is that still the case, Shannon? That,
I think he's back in there now, but he got with me and he put the fence up and got the trailer unloaded and put everything behind. And then when Kelly and I went by there the other day, I thought it looked a lot better than it had looked.
there's still a lot of stuff,
There's still a lot of stuff.
but it's
I mean,
behind
a
it.
big roof would be wonderful, but
Is it a shed? Or what is it that, did they build
it's a
something?
kit. The kit is what it is.
Which part?
Where I got his
Oh,
The siding?
the chin thing.
So with all that being said, where do we go from here on this? We gotta do something. Cause this is just ongoing.
I think from your discussion with him, Shannon, he now has access to the property that
He didn't at the time, and now the way I understood the last time I talked to him, which would have been about 5 days before we went and took the pictures, he was getting access back. Yes,
To the property.
to the property. I don't know where he is in the whole scheme of it, but I mean, he was allowed to get back in there.
and you now have a
I now have
contact
his
number
contact,
that
correct.
you didn't have before we met a month ago.
Mhm. Right.
I think, we can ask him, does he think he can get this stuff addressed now that he has access, like in the next month before our next meeting?
And if not, he needs to try to get him to come to the meeting.
And he was the one that,
He was the one that works during the day and he's got no extra time, so he would want us to come in at night.
At night meeting.
Be happy to.
I guess,
I guess my question is, does he think he has taken care of it?
I know, that's what.
Because
I think he feels he has, but I don't think we have, I don't think that he, you know what I mean? He's just got rubbish that still needs cleaned up.
So is this like a makeshift carport kind of?
Yes. Mhm.
I feel like in his mind, he feels like he's cleaned it up.
Which he has from what it used to be, but it's still not enough. Right?
Right.
In our,
He's got a way to go, yeah.
yeah.
What's
a
it,
little-
what's it look like from the east? I'm wondering, I mean, is everything in that makeshift carport or now, or is it, it's contained in there?
This would
I mean, I
be-
see some stuff in the
would be-
corner by the fence. It's still
His
there.
his second view.
This
is from
second
the-
picture.
Oh, here we
from
go.
the east
I
view.
got it, okay. Oh, no, that's,
Looks like there's still a bunch of
There's
stuff
just-
in,
yeah, there's.
This is
some
what it
stuff.
was from the east before.
right?
I mean, it is an improvement, don't get me wrong. I mean, when Kelly and I drove by, we were like, well, it's a lot better than it was. But, I mean, there's still just stuff that needs put away,
So how
or
do
gotten rid of.
we communicate with him that he's not there yet? I mean, do we do it with another letter and put in it that you have until the next nuisance review board meeting to address it? Or do we have to meet with him and tell or show him what still needs to be addressed?
I have no trouble getting a hold of him and, meeting him down there. I have no trouble with that.
I wonder if that would go over better if he just had an understanding of what the problem areas still are, especially if he thinks this is suitable.
Mhm. I mean, I really feel like the trailer is probably going to stay there. As long as it doesn't have stuff on it, I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I was at Rob Green's storage and Mark Wynn, yeah. And there's places there to rent. There's trailers there and I don't know what they charge. I have no idea what they charge, but there's about half a dozen items there that apparently they're charging for. It can't be much because it's not covered. But that is an option to get these trailers. And 465, it just sits there on 465 Sprunner. It just doesn't change from month to month.
I guess I don't see what the big deal is of someone having a trailer. Because if you're mowing yards or you say you have a kid that mows a yard that is across the city, why can't they put it on that trailer and go over and mow the yard? I just don't get it. I can see if it has a bunch of rubbish on it, but if it's
Right.
cleaned off,
I agree with that.
I mean, people have trailers every day.
Then you need to change,
Yeah.
then you need to change the ordinance. Because the ordinance says no trailers.
What, I have a question, and this is not the track. The ordinances in Berne, when were those written? What year? Or are they tweaked every year?
They were pretty drastically modified in 2024?
They were
The nuisance,
The
yeah.
nuisance
Nuisance
ordinance.
ordinance.
Significant.
by the city council? Okay. How often are those reviewed? Every couple of years or just?
As needed.
As needed.
Yeah, it was significantly, in the last 5 years, it's been modified 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Yeah,
But the most significant changes were made
Yeah.
in 20.
well, in establishing the committee,
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
the procedures.
So back to this property. Do we want to have a meeting, see how the meeting goes, and depending on how the meeting goes, give him a deadline on when it needs to be addressed, and if it can't be addressed by that date, then have him come to the next meeting or schedule a special meeting with him.
I'm fine either way. I think if we would just give him an opportunity to have an evening meeting, that way the committee can explain to him what they're expecting. You know what I mean? Because if I go there and I say, well, pick this, this, and this up, and I don't see something else, and then all of a sudden he does that, and we bring another thing, he's eventually gonna feel like we're just beating on him a little bit. So I would rather him come.
So do you want to reach out to him and talk to him that, we don't feel that he's there yet, and that if he can't clean it up, then we need to get a date squared away with the nuisance review board and him to have a meeting?
I can do that.
Thinking that's the next best step.
Got a motion, Ron?
That's a motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, the next, property is 562 East Water Street. You can see the before and after. All the landscaping's been removed. So I think we're good at this
Did the
point.
city do that?
No,
Oh, someone else did that.
yeah,
I thought it was.
they,
It's a transformation.
I had a, contact and they reached out to somebody else that had a contact with Stiltner's, and so he gave the okay to go ahead and have it done.
Didn't even know that was a garage back
Didn't know. Yeah, well, sometimes there's a garage there, sometimes there isn't. So anyway, that property's been taken care of. 617 North Jefferson Street. You see a photo there of September and now October. It's, they're continuing to make improvements to the landscaping. I think unless somebody else has a suggestion, we continue to monitor this property. Anybody else have any comments on that one?
I mean, I think we've talked before, the neighbors were the ones that had reported it. Assuming they see the progress. Did we say at one of our most recent meetings that we thought they needed to work together on the area between the houses that needed some work done?
Yeah, like the lady that lives here at 617 went over and talked to the neighbors to the south and said that if there's items on her side of the property, that they're more than welcome to trim them back themselves. Or if they're okay, she could have somebody come in and do that, because it was the bamboo that was causing the issue. Now, when we were there last Friday, it didn't really look like that property line on the south side had really been touched. The hole was right there in that, for that utility pole. But if she wouldn't be trespassing onto the neighbors if she doesn't have it okay by them.
Need help? Oh, no, you're, okay. Yeah.
Do we need to reach out to the neighbors and talk to them about what their opinion is, since they submitted the form?
Do they have the right to go ahead and just go in there and trim that property line back on their side?
Sure, up to their property line.
Maybe we could just send a letter and let them know that. Because there's that tree that's grown kind of in front of their garage. They're on that south side. Maybe they're thinking that she has to be the one that cuts it back, but technically they should be the ones.
Yeah, the property line's better.
Because that was kind of the original concern, is when they were backing out, not being able to see around that bushy area. But really, it's on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay sending a letter, and that'll get them to call.
Okay.
That motion,
That's a motion.
okay. You have a second?
Sure.
Same by Shannon, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
That letter's to the original complaint, right?
Okay, 505 Clark Street. The weeds have been cut down. Tim, can you tell if that plate is, I don't see a year on that plate. Is that orange sticker correspond to a certain year?
21.
Looks like
Is
a
that 21?
21, yeah.
Okay. I see it now.
Well, it's covered now.
Now it's covered and says
I
no
can't.
trespassing. Keep out.
Mhm.
I guess addressed to you, Tim.
That's one way to fix it, I guess, isn't
Mhm.
Looks a lot better.
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it does.
It looks better.
Looks really nice compared to what it did.
Yeah. Well,
Might want to go into the business of car covers.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, what do you do?
I know.
What do you do? I mean, if they had 6 cars like that in the backyard, okay, then maybe you could, but it's a major improvement.
It does look better.
Okay,
Continue to monitor it, but it's been addressed.
yeah. 753 North Jefferson, we just took care of that one with Vicky when she was here. 466 Maple Street.
I'm sorry, who was this lady?
Vicky Ellis. She's at 753 North Jefferson Street. And I don't know if you walked in when you walked in when we were talking with her about it. So the front of the house has been addressed, but the pile of stuff down at the bottom photo, she said they would address that because the dump trailer they had just came back empty. So they're gonna put this stuff in there. So we'll continue to monitor that one as well. So 466 Maple, we had a complaint on the grass, and I believe that was the complaint, wasn't it, Kelly?
Yeah, then there is a little bit of rubbish on it would be on the west side of the house. It's like pallets or something, kind of leaning against there. So I don't know if maybe, if Tim, if you want to go measure that, the front and the backyard, because it's starting to get tall again.
Okay.
It did get mowed though
Mhm.
once.
Once,
right,
but then after the rain, it's starting
yeah, it's
to
starting to grow.
get tall again.
We'll keep that on the property review list. 200 block of East Water Street, we had several vehicles that were parked along there. Those got moved. The trailer is still there. And did we get another? Oh, that's the same thing. What did he say about that trailer? Is he still waiting on new plates or
It's out
something?
of state, and he's waiting for a title for it.
Okay.
But he, the question was asked, the vehicles are there, but what about all the crap on the other side of the building?
No, on this one here, on this building here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same alley.
Same alley, yeah.
It's organized crap.
The vehicles that were parked on the line weren't organized.
I think some of that's the supplies though for their business.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
really the question is whether it's rubbish or not. It's
Yeah.
not rubbish, I don't think.
And what are,
But the vehicles, the non-plated vehicles are in the ordinance.
Yeah,
It's the best.
we'll continue to monitor this one too, I think. So that in case there's a repeat. Next one is 511 East Main Street. That one was taken care of.
looks immaculate.
Yeah.
There's some bricks and debris in the back, in the alley.
Yeah, back there by that overhead door.
Okay, 1006 East Main Street, that was where the rooster was, and as of 10/8, it was still making noises, but apparently it's been taken care of now. The rooster's gone.
It's roasted.
306 Wind Ridge Trail complaint. You see the before and after. I think this is one, he got a letter, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
and he actually, the son came in and talked to me in the breezeway, after they received the letter. He said what the problem is with the little, Ford Ranger, the title is tied up in a bankruptcy case, and he doesn't know how to go about getting the title to where they could scrap it out. And then the Ford Mustang, I believe he said that one, the title was lost. And so after we spoke in the entryway, he was gonna try to go to the BMV and find out how to file for a lost title, that kind of thing, and see if they knew about the bankruptcy deal for the title on the Ford Ranger.
okay.
And then as far as the rubbish on the front porch and kind of in the back area, he asked how much a dumpster would cost, and I told him $50 for 2 weeks. And at this time, he said they couldn't really afford it unless they could make payments or something like that. So he kind of left that open-ended as far as getting a dumpster to remove the rubbish. And I haven't heard any more from him.
It must be trash day.
Yeah, and frankly, when
I don't know if we take all that stuff home
Well,
the trash.
Frankly,
Start
some of
working
Their
on it.
scrapper
There's
wood.
car batteries and
Frankly,
tires.
some
Oh, I see.
yeah, some of that, yeah. But there is some stuff there that I think they could just set out that we would pick up, to be honest, but.
Well, I'm glad that they responded to the letter, and I think that
Stay
we'll
on it.
continue to monitor it.
I got a question is, does this committee have the rights to waive the fee of the dumpsters if the people are willing to clean it up? If we want to clean it up that bad, is that our duty?
Not sure. I don't really think this committee has the right to do that. Council would have to do that. But
Who we can make a
it
recommendation?
starts a precedent.
Yeah, it starts a precedent that then everybody's gonna be asking for
I hear you, but
dumpsters that they don't wanna rent or pay for rent for other
the
projects.
fact of the matter is that it got to this point. And so I hate to say it this way, but the fact that they might not be able to afford it or whatever, it got to this point. It's a violation. And so I think we need to stay on top of it.
I feel like that.
And work with them if we can, but
Yeah, maybe invite them to the next meeting and get
yeah.
an update. Cause I feel like,
That's good.
I mean, physically,
I mean, like the bankruptcy, contact the bankruptcy trustee. I mean, there are ways of taking care of that.
yeah, and I
So-
think that was, he didn't know how to handle it.
A lot of people.
He was
wanna
kind
know.
of questioning.
Yeah,
And I feel like if he could come maybe to the next meeting, give us an update, because physically looking at this, there's really not an update. There's not any improvement,
No.
in my opinion. Yeah, even as simple as like cutting some of the weeds down in the back, they're still
Absolutely.
growing. And I feel like if they would
There are
come,
things that could be done without
pull the
cost.
ones out of the
Yeah.
truck that are growing.
I feel like there just wasn't no effort really put towards other than possibly going to the BMD if you did then.
Yeah, I think inviting them to the next meeting would be appropriate.
Okay. We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 866 West Van Buren. Looks like that got cleaned up, according to the pictures. Anybody else have any comments on that one?
Looks much better.
Okay, under new property review, we have 686 Westlick Strasse. And this owner had a house in Muncie that was foreclosed on, and everything that was in that house showed up in front of this house. And that's what I know about it. And then she got no letter. She wouldn't have had a letter yet, right?
Is
No.
there,
No.
is there a complaint form on this one or just pictures?
Well, I don't know if we have a specific form
It was
yet.
basically a call-in complaint.
Yeah, somebody was gonna file, or I heard that someone was gonna file a complaint form.
Probably we need one.
Yeah.
Either we need to put one together or the person who called it in needs to do it. They definitely need a letter.
Yeah.
Make a motion to send a rubbish letter.
After we get the complaint form.
Oh,
I'll give it to them.
do we, okay. I'm gonna say, do we have to have a complaint form if the city wants to act on
Do we need-
Sorry?
it? Do we have to have a complaint form if the city wants to act on
I mean, we've started that we need to have a complaint form, yeah. Whether it's done by us or by a neighbor.
I would say filling out a complaint form, just very basic, and
Yeah.
then have it attached as a package going forward. Then the letter can be based off of our discussion here in the complaint form.
I think it's just for record keeping. Wow.
it? So if the complaint form gets filed in the next 2 days, can the letter go out?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I didn't wanna wait for another month, that's what I
Oh,
was.
yeah, yeah, the complaint form is paper keeping, scorekeeping.
So we have a motion to
Send a rubbish letter.
send a rubbish letter once we get a complaint form completed.
That's
Is there
my
a
motion.
second?
Yeah. I'll say.
Shannon, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, next one is located in the North Apartment Building at Swiss Meadows. It's a grass weed complaint. Do we have a complaint form on that one?
No, it's a call-in,
A call in?
verbal, yeah.
Okay,
It's a resident that lives there.
they didn't wanna fill out a complaint form.
She didn't want to be exposed. She was afraid
Okay.
there'd be a retaliation or something, I guess, I don't know. But she was complaining about the grass being very tall.
Well, we don't need a complaint form for a grass matter,
weed, yeah.
so I'd just say we go ahead and,
Should we have it measured first? or-
yeah, we can have it measured.
So,
You can take care of that, Tim, and let us know.
Does the Swiss Meadows take care of landscaping and yards and things like that? Supposed to.
Supposed to.
It should.
Well,
It was, everywhere else was mowed and taken care of. It was just like
They messed
right here.
well, they might have an agreement with their renters that if there's
I don't know.
some kind of like bicycles or something in the yard that they're not gonna mow it. There could be something along that line where they won't move their items out of the way. I don't know, but
But I mean, the rest of it was all mowed.
yes.
It actually took us a while to find what they were talking about.
Right.
Well, we'll get the grass measured, and if it's longer than it should be, we'll send the grass letter. Otherwise, we can continue to monitor. Then we got a actual complaint form for 162 North Jefferson and 104 East Water Street, which is after they have cleaned up some of their stuff. But some of this is in regard to what it looks like in the back,
Yeah, we never really addressed the back before.
right?
She didn't, I talked to Kathy and Trish about this, and, the blue pickup truck that off and on is in the yard,
Mhm.
and when it's not in the yard, it's parked in front of their business. And there is a sign there for 2-hour parking, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But that pickup truck sits there day in and day out on the street, taking, place
Sometimes
out
it's, yeah,
there.
sometimes it's parked on Water Street,
Mm-hmm.
and other times it's parked in front of their house on
On
Jefferson Street, but not in
Should be
front
on
of,
Water Street.
well,
It's
that-
taking up room for visual changes business. Yeah, she didn't write everything down she talked to me about. She just skimmed the surface here. Said for the first time ever, they had a mouse in the building this past week. They've never had it. That plus, she said, the looks of the place on the outside doesn't do our business any good. And I said, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. So I don't know where we go to from here. She did say also, does it say, the letter say about four people living in that house? And it's still owned by Ron Lunt, is that correct?
No,
No.
That is not correct.
That's not correct.
somebody's Pizza King.
It's owned by Royal Feast LLC with a Muncie address.
And we've reached out to them with letters and they've never replied. Only the renters have replied and came into our meeting. But yeah, I mailed letters to 2 different locations in Muncie.
We had you mail a letter ever in regard to this,
To them, to Muncie.
No
about,
reply, huh?
about this,
No,
or was it was about the property?
About this property.
Yeah,
Now, on the complaint form, it says 162 North Jefferson and 104 East Water. I'm assuming that means the same building.
Same
Same
It's the
property. All of this is about that property.
yeah.
So where do we go to from here on this property that is a real eyesore?
Well, I think we've said that in the front, other than, I mean, they have to continue to maintain it. But in the front, we've pretty much given them a pass at this point, saying that they've done what we've told them to do. In the back, we haven't addressed it all. So the question is whether we want to
They need
set up
to.
something further back.
You weren't here at the last meeting, Dwight, but they had, they, relatives, some of their relatives have moved in to Berne, and they were going to help maintain the property as far as the mowing end of it. Is what they told us. They were here at the meeting.
Okay.
2 of them were here at the meeting, and they told us that the relatives moved in and they were gonna help mow for them.
But if the back needs cleaned up, we need to tell them it needs to be cleaned up. We haven't really addressed the back at all.
Right.
And that might be the issues of it, that
Yeah,
they're talking about.
I think we definitely should send them a weed letter and send them a picture of the back, because that's what Trish and Kathy see coming into their
Mhm.
business, because
Right.
they come in from the parking lot. I walk the dogs, we drive by it, we don't see it like they see it. They see it every day.
Right.
The parking on Jefferson, I think we can add something to the letter and just remind them that Jefferson's 2-hour parking. You know, for their residents' purposes, they shouldn't be parking on Jefferson, at least during daytime
Not for
hours.
more than 2 hours.
Right.
Well,
but there'd be 2-hour parking on Water Street too.
Is it?
Right.
is there?
Would there be 2-hour parking on Water
Might not
Street?
be.
I don't think
Maybe
it
not
goes
be.
around
I
the
don't know if
corner.
there is.
I'm not positive.
Okay. There could be, let's put it that way.
Well, I would check that. I don't remember seeing signs on Water Street with 2-hour parking. It seems, I could be wrong. But I mean, we can check that out, but if it's not, definitely they should be parking.
But that truck has appeared in the yard too.
Yeah.
Often,
And we talked to him about
very often,
it.
yeah.
Is it still happening?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was still,
Sometimes it's
on the
in there
side
when
of
they're
a
loading
lot.
stuff up
Yeah.
to take away, they park it there because it's closer to where their stuff is that they're hauling away.
I feel like if you're a mission about not parking on the street, they're just gonna park in the yard permanently.
no, they don't have anyone
There's some
else.
physical issues there, I believe. But it could be why they park up in the yard
I
sometimes.
do feel
too.
bad, like if anybody was visual change of business, like Dave, if your business was there, anybody's business, I can see where they have a justification of why they're upset.
Oh, definitely.
And I think they were responsive the last time we sent a letter. We just need to continue to stay on them. This is something.
Like I said, we haven't really addressed the backside at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Never even looked at that.
So do we need to go by and take pictures of the backside before we send a letter?
It's there.
Or just, oh, we have
That
it?
is the back.
Yeah, that's the last page.
Oh, I didn't turn the pictures on Friday. We actually
And they-
put into visuals.
It's not,
Changes
it's
our
not been
parking lot.
residential zone.
Huh?
I mean, the very first part of the complaint form,
It's not.
it's not residentially zoned.
It isn't.
No.
Said that it's very surprised that they were able to get it residentially zoned. They aren't. I mean, it's not residential. But if you look at zoning, I mean, zoning, if you're zoned C1, which is neighborhood business, whatever, it says anything allowed in neighborhood business is all, or anything allowed in the previous zone is allowed in neighborhood business. So that takes you to R3. Well, then it takes R3 goes to R2, R2 goes to R1. The only time you can't get a residence inside a zone is if it's industrial.
Industrial.
Okay.
So any commercial property honestly can become a house.
Well, and so like downtown, we could have upstairs apartments. Yeah. Even though it's commercial.
Okay. We had a motion.
I'll
to-
make a motion that we send a letter on the backyard and if it's appropriate to mention the parking on Jefferson Street.
This. I thought maybe there were sawhorses sitting there, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, saw horses.
Is that what it is? Sawhorses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a ladder behind it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Looks like a ladder behind it.
But again, they don't have a garage.
I know. Or a storage unit.
And I think in the letter, I mean, if they want to come to the meeting, they're always invited.
Mhm.
Okay, anything under other or board comments?
I had one thing I wanted to mention. I had a conversation about our whole process, and I think the process is working well. I mean, it's not perfect. We're still refining the process. But in the part of this discussion, I made a comment that I think we've addressed about 40 properties during the time of this nuisance review board. And I was just kind of pulling a number out of the air. So being a baseball guy, I like statistics and I like to look at things. So I went back through all of the meeting minutes and put together just a real basic spreadsheet with the property addresses that we've addressed. And I just put a column, resolved, yes or no. And the ones that we're still working on, I left in progress. So they're either in progress or we've resolved them. we've addressed 37 properties during the time of this board. And of those 37, we've addressed 24, which is 65% of the total. So I think that's pretty compelling, and we'll stay after it. But it's a lot of hard work and effort that, you know, Kelly and Shannon and everybody have put into going and taking the pictures, the letters, you know, that we send out, you know, don't come without a cost. So we are trying, you know, to get better, and I think we are getting better. So anyways, that was all I wanted to bring up, Mayor.
At what point in time do we put a little more teeth into some of these places that are just kind of just laying around, you know, not really taking care of the issue, just like the one on Baltimore? We've been after this for months and months, haven't we?
Well, could we decide today to have the next meeting on an evening now, while the whole entire board's here?
Good idea.
And just send them a letter and say, hey, we're having an evening meeting instead of a morning meeting for our next one? I mean, it's been going on since.
I would say we need to make sure he can be
Well, make sure
there
he can
since
be
we're
there,
having.
because that would really suck if he's like, well, I'm out of town that day. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be real good either.
I mean, we can have it would have to be a special meeting because we have
Our
regular
normally scheduled meeting.
We have a normally scheduled meeting every third Wednesday, which I think we're bound to have according to our schedule, correct, Dave?
Yeah.
But we can have a special one once we find out what dates work for him. Unfortunately, it would just be for one person, which is you know, it'd be nice if there were multiple people to discuss that evening, I guess, if we're gonna have a meeting, but
I think
it's
to
good.
Kelly, I think to Kelly's point, if we're gonna schedule an evening meeting for this property, then we ought to just make it the meeting for that month, and then we don't have to
Yeah, we
worry
could do
about
that.
getting together
Yeah, that's what I
twice.
meant.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean, that makes complete sense.
I mean-
Great idea.
I mean, I just feel like I continue every month to send the same letter. And now it finally has gotten cleaned up a little bit, but still not to the satisfactory of the ordinances.
Well,
And I think now if we get them in here and to talk to them and kind of address specifically each item face to face, maybe that's what we need to do.
we'll work on getting a date that he can meet, and then we'll send something out to see if that can work for everybody else to have an evening meeting in place of the meeting in November on the third Wednesday, and try and move that to an evening meeting.
I think as far as your question, Dwight, it's one that I've wrestled with the whole time we've been on this board, and we haven't assessed a fine yet. And my feeling has been, as soon as we get to the point where people are choosing not to listen, they're not going to do anything more, then that's where the fine comes into play.
Yeah.
And this Baltimore street address has been a challenge because of some of the behind the scenes things going on with the family and the people living there. Sounds like that's been addressed. If we can't get resolution at the next meeting, then I think at that meeting, we should probably be positioned to talk about fines and when the fines would be levied if we can't make progress. I mean, I won't name the address, but there was an address that we discussed in this meeting today that they addressed their issues that I thought was going to be one of those addresses where they were just going to say, forget it, you know,
Yeah.
kind of, we're not going to address it and see what you did. But I was wrong. Thankfully, I was wrong.
Okay, anything else from anyone? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Ron, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dwight, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.